When you think of Dubai real estate, what's the first thing that pops into your head? I bet it's all about those record-breaking towers, the ultra-luxury penthouses, right? Well, today, we're going to look at a different kind of story. This one's less about the glitz and more about the strategy. We're diving into the engine room of the market to deconstruct the blueprint for a project that really makes the city tick.
And you know, this quote from economist Dr. Pooyan Ghamari just hits the nail on the head. Every city needs its icons, for sure. But the real day-in, day-out growth, that comes from its workhorses, those big projects that serve the people who actually live and work there.
So that's exactly what we're doing in this explainer. We're going to pull apart the investment case for one of these exact projects, Reportage Village. We'll dig into why it even exists, how it performs for investors, and what it tells us about where smart money is going in a global hub like Dubai. Okay, so to really get a project like this, we first have to get what's happening in the city itself. Dubai is going through this massive shift, and it all comes down to who's moving in.
And just look at this number. The sheer scale of it is kind of mind-blowing. Dubai's population is on track to hit 5.8 million by 2040. That is a huge wave of new people, and every single one of them needs a place to call home. This number, it's the engine driving everything we're about to talk about.
And here's the crucial part. These aren't just billionaires hunting for trophy homes. The data is super clear on this. The new wave of residents are skilled professionals, tech founders, creatives, and young families. You know, the actual backbone of a modern economy. And what are they looking for? Quality, affordable housing.
So you have this massive demand. How does the market respond? Well, a project like Reportage Village is the direct answer to that question. It's not designed to be a postcard picture. It's designed to be a solution. So what is it exactly? Well, don't think of a single shiny tower. Think of a whole community, basically a self-contained village with thousands of homes. The whole idea here is built on three things: scale, function, and just plain old value for money. So let's break down the secret sauce here. First, the scale. We're talking thousands of units. That spreads out the risk and keeps a steady stream of renters coming. Then you've got the location, smartly placed for good access to jobs without being stuck in downtown traffic. And then they've layered in all the community stuff, pools, gyms, shops, that make it a place you actually want to live, not just sleep. It all works together to keep those occupancy rates sky high. Okay, so we get the project, we get the demand. Makes sense. But why is it a strategic investment? What's the actual math that makes a project like this so attractive to investors? All right, this is where it gets really interesting. Let's get into the numbers. We're going to break down the three main pillars that make the financial case for a mid-market powerhouse like this. And boom, here it is in black and white. This is where the logic just clicks. You see, a fancy luxury property in Dubai might get you a rental yield of, say, 4 to 6%. Not bad. But the mid-market, that's consistently delivering higher returns, often in the 7 to 9% range. Why? Simple. The price to buy is lower, but the pool of potential renters is way, way deeper. It's a powerful, straightforward equation. So the whole strategy really rests on these three pillars. 1, the massive scale gives it stability and predictable income. 2, it's perfectly tuned to what the city's fastest growing group of people actually needs. And 3, the lower price point just opens the door for a much wider range of global investors to get a piece of the Dubai property market. But hey, you don't have to just take my word for it. Let's see how the project actually holds up when you put it under a microscope, a formal third-party analysis. This gives us a much more objective look at its real strengths and, yeah, its weaknesses too. And there you have it. According to the ALandPlatform's 100-point system, Reportage Village scores a really impressive 85 out of 100. The verdict? High-yield performer. You can see it scores well pretty much across the board, from the developer's track record to the location's strength and funding. This tells us it's not just a good idea on paper, it's being executed well. Of course, no investment is perfect, right? A smart investor always looks at both sides of the coin. The strengths are obvious. You've got scale, that deep well of rental demand, and good connectivity. But you also have to consider the risks. Things like yields may be getting a bit tighter over time, or the normal differences in build quality you'd find in any huge development. It's all about weighing the pros and cons. So who is this actually for? Well, it's a perfect fit for investors who are laser-focused on rental income. It's a fantastic lower-risk entry point for anyone new to the Dubai market. It's also a really smart move for people who already own luxury stuff and want to diversify. And of course, it's a great option for anyone looking for a property that can help them get a residency visa. So, let's bring this all home. What's the big picture lesson from a project like Reportage Village?
I think it's a powerful reminder of an old-school investment rule that never goes out of style.
And this is really the heart of it. The spectacle, the flashy stuff, that gets all the headlines. But real, long-term wealth, that's built on boring old fundamentals. This project works because it's built on a solid foundation of real population growth, steady rental demand, and smart value, not on hype.
So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. As our big global cities keep growing, keep pulling in talent from all over the world, maybe the new icon of smart real estate isn't the tallest tower anymore. Maybe it's the smartest, most effective community. Maybe the workhorse is the new trophy asset after all.